To start with unconfirmed reports that the former policeman Mohamed Chirumira has been shot dead with his wife as he approached his home in Bulenga. We will be confirming the news as we go on in this bulletin, but that is the information that we have so far, and we will confirm that before the end of this bulletin. Now let's move on, because it's now about 5 years journalists under the umbrella organization, the Uganda Journalists Association, have elected a new leadership. The initial term of the office of the leaders is 2 years, meaning there was an overlap by the outgoing group of leaders. Tonight, we dig deep in matters of the Uganda Journalists Association with the President-elect, Kazibwe Bashir Mbazira. Welcome to NTV.
Thank you so much, brother.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
We want to start from understanding what pressing issues are you concerned about, and the ones that you'd like to start with, especially regarding the association.
Thank you so much, and welcome viewers. I'm Kazibwe Bashir Mbazira, the President-elect, Uganda Journalists Association. Since the foundation of this body that unites us as a fraternity 55 years ago, a number of things have not been happening the way they're supposed to happen, especially in regards to fighting for the rights of journalists, issues to do with uniting us, issues to do with giving us the opportunities that we really dearly crave for. So these are some of the issues that I'm coming with, to see to it that as an industry, media industry, we can up the game at a better stage.
All right. I heard you say over, of course, some other, media, that you will constitute a legal team and a savings group for journalists. Is there a time frame for, these aspirations and, achievements that you want to reach before the expiration of your term?
Thank you so much. In the 100 first days, we are going to make a national and a nationwide tour across the country, first to register all journalists, to make sure that we understand who works from which media house, the challenges they are going through. Then with this database of the colleagues, it is going to be one of the stepping stones towards us achieving the goal of fighting for the rights of the journalists. Yes, we are going after the 100 first days, we are going to be consulting legal minds in the country to make partnership and bold partnership to ensure that they are there for us. We have to have an independent office at UJA offices that is going to be looking at the rights of journalists. When we talk about the savings scheme, we all are appreciative of the fact that the working conditions, especially monetary terms, is not all that good in the media landscape in Uganda. We cannot influence media house owners to increase a pay, because even as a country, Uganda, we don't have a minimum wage. But furthering the dream of making sure that journalists are well remunerated, we are going to put up a circle which will be in position to help us save and borrow money at a subsidized interest fee.
Actually, one of the little talks that we have with people out there is that we always agitate, or take out the cries and the demands for other people, doctors, teachers,
yes,
demanding for salary increments, but we never talk about ourselves.
Yes.
Is that something that the association would look at?
Yeah, actually, this can be done in a broader perspective. We know that as a country we don't have minimum wage, but then we look at a way through which we can make a partnership with different labor unions like COF2, like NOTU, to make it a national concern across the country, using the media to put it to the authorities that guys, there needs to be a minimum wage. Okay. Of course, a minimum wage cannot be introduced selectively for journalists. It has to cut across. It has to be a universal policy within the country. So I understand and believe with this partnership with the labor unions, we can be able to push this. Secondly, as the media, us being the fourth estate, we do a lot of work for different stakeholders in the country, for the politicians, for the traders, but we are lagging behind in as far as getting a share of the national cake is concerned, and this is exactly what we want to fix. As a country, Uganda, there has not been so much attention paid to the media fraternity. So we think we are coming to get what belongs to us from the government, not in a way of selling our minds, not in a way of getting, a carrot and stick. No, we're not going to sell our souls to the government, but there is money that is supposed to cater for the issues of journalists. Incidentally, it cannot be given to individual people like you, my brother. It cannot be given to me. But with an organized entity like UJA, I do believe the Ministry of Finance, National Planning, Ministry of Information, National Guidance, they can really push some money to cater for the different and various needs of the media fraternity.
All right, when you talk about, media fraternity and all, we do understand that currently media freedom is between a rock and a hard place.
Very well.
Especially the relationship between government and security, forces. In your outplan or, your layout, is there a way that you're looking at to harness a better understanding between these two frenemies?
I love the word understanding, and the better one at that. This is what we are going to be looking at. Us being in a communication world, we believe in having a two-way traffic kind of arrangement. The government should listen to us. Same way, we should listen to their issues. Some of the things we are going to be looking is to engage the authorities that be, especially the security apparatus, the police, the army, and all these guys in charge of security, to bring it to their attention to understand that we are partners in development. Journalists are not enemies. We are messengers. If you want to shoot the message, but not me. We need a working relationship that is cordial, because any sane government worth the salt of being a government, we understand it would advocate for the rights, freedoms, and liberties of her citizens. This we are going to reach out to them. I've just been elected today. I'm going to sit with my executive to have a roadmap that is going to help us reach out to the various stakeholders, especially the authorities, to make them understand the role that we are playing. We understand a lot has not been done. UJA has been dysfunctional since, let's look at the past 10 years. It has been dysfunctional, almost non-existent. We need to rebrand the image of UJA. We need to stamp our feet on the ground for the guys to understand that we are really an entity, an organized entity, an entity that is there for the development of the nation, Uganda.
All right, now a section of journalists, especially the retirees, feel there is still a bit of disorganization as regards UJA. What, ways are you going to put forward to see that you work towards a better picture, especially from, the pioneers and some of those people who have left the business?
We are very appreciative of the efforts that we are put up by the great guys that started this organization, especially the great Chitu Musoke, former Prime Minister. 1963, he goes to Accra, Ghana. He witnesses what the journalism fraternity in Ghana is doing. He comes back home. He says, guys, we have to put up this. We have people like Tamale Mirundi. We have people like Ahmed Katere Gamusazi, and a number of them. Us being in this generation, we are in the third generation. We need to reach out to these senior leaders that have seen the media industry grow before some of us were born. Like you will witness, the people with whom I've been put into power, we are almost of the same age. This young generation that is energetic, that has a lot of dreams, but these dreams, I believe they need to be guided. We need wise counseling from those guys that started this. So we do believe we need them. We are going to consult them. We are going to call them for a lot of advice from their side so that we can really push this. Much as we have dreams, but like the Baganda say, these guys know a lot that we need to learn from.
We are in an era where, news is now supersonic in terms of the way it moves. We no longer have to wait for news on TV or even on radio or the newspapers. In that, by just a click of the button,
you have a story.
The information is there and you have a story. And we have this whole thing of fake news.
Yes.
And, some of our own colleagues actually putting out, incorrect news. As an association, are these some of the areas that you want to look at?
Very well. And the best way to look at these ways of fixing the issue of fake news that is almost a national anthem. Before someone does Photoshop and you believe a story which is not true, we need to train ourselves, to equip ourselves with updated information in regards to how we need to deliver the story. In case a story happens, how are you going to handle it? Are you going to put in an opinion? What kind of news do you want the public to really get? These are some of the things we need to have. We have a work plan with my executive, with whom we've been put into power, to look at ways through which we can engage senior lecturers in terms of media, to help us, the new generation, understand and appreciate the deciphering facts in regards to avoiding publishing unconfirmed news, in regards to having real news as opposed to fake news. Of course, the fake news is a phenomenon, an international phenomenon. Donald Trump talks so much about it. It's giving him sleepless nights in the US. But we do believe with the trainings with the molding of the journalists into better reporters, this vice can be dealt with effectively. As an organization, the training sessions we are looking at putting in place will go a long way in fixing this hard problem.
Let's conclude at the fact of, getting some of our colleagues into the business. Many people are graduating, into the business, but the business is becoming smaller and smaller to accommodate all of us.
Yes.
What are those, new tactics? Because I know you probably go out to where you studied from and you talk to your colleagues out there. What do you tell them to look out for? Because the business may not accommodate all of us.
Very well. It is a competitive industry, first and foremost. There are not so many seats on the big table in the media today. You have to be super good to make it there. You have to be super creative. You have to be super innovative to earn yourself a seat in the media industry, especially in the conventional media like TV, radio. However, new media has come with a lot of opportunities that, if well thought about, a number of youngsters in the media can make it even when not going, even if they don't come on TV, even if they don't write for newspaper, even if they don't work for radio. With this phone, you can make wonders. Someone can open up a Facebook page, you can become a blogger and you earn money. You can open up a YouTube account, provided you have the facts, provided you are professional. You are going to pool resources, and there is money within a click of a button. You will have money on you, and you'll have your role played as someone that builds a nation in journalism. So for the youngsters looking at the media being so squeezed and there is not so many opportunities, the hope should not fade. The hope should not be lost. There is a lot of opportunities that we can create ourselves. You can be a blogger, you can use the social media to make ends meet, and above all, realize your dreams as a journalist in this era.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kazibwe Bashir Mbazira, the President-elect.
Thank you so much.
We wish you all the best.
Thanks.
And that was Talk of the Nation. All right, that bumper is really indeed to break the news to you and just confirm that Mohamed Chirumira, of course, the former DPC in Buyende, has been shot. And, we are still getting information that he's dead. And we will be able to verify as we move on before the close of this bulletin. We will let you know what exactly is happening. And this information comes in from his area. There are reports that he was approaching his home and that's where the assassins found him and shot at his motor car. So we will be able to confirm that later on as we move on. Let's take a break and we'll return with more.
Let me tell you a story about a man I know, a man called Bosco. Bosco, mwana wa city. Bosco yekatala but is happy. Ebintu bye yazanga unbelievable. Sebo kati yalingali America. Bosco's life was mathematical. Then it became very magical. Bosco katala discovered that with the Momo life is a magic. Sent as the Tamozanga checking on this. With MTN and Momo, things are better.
Like Bosco, you too can live life the better way with MTN Momo. Dial *165# to enjoy the convenience of using MTN mobile money. Everywhere you go, MTN.
This is the league we want to watch. I'm a survivor. This is the Premier League. Sensational. For my life. Download the free DSTV Now app and stream all 380 matches of the Premier League anywhere and anytime. Only on SuperSport on DSTV, where football never stops.
This is an important message from the Ministry of Health. There's an Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. As a neighboring country, Uganda is at risk of an Ebola outbreak. Ebola is a serious disease that kills within a short time but can be prevented. You can protect yourself from Ebola by avoiding all direct physical contact with a person infected with Ebola. Avoiding direct physical contact with body fluids such as blood, saliva, feces, vomit, urine, and sweat of a person infected with Ebola. Washing your hands thoroughly with soap and clean water in case of any direct physical contact with a person infected with Ebola or who has died from Ebola. Using jik and water as you clear the vomit and diarrhea of a person suspected to be suffering from Ebola. Disinfecting the bedding and clothing of an infected person with jik. Avoiding contact with bats and monkeys. Avoiding communal hand washing during funeral rites. Reporting any suspected case of Ebola to your nearest health facility immediately. Persons who have died from Ebola must be buried immediately by a trained burial team to prevent the spread of Ebola. Remember to report all suspected cases to your nearest health facility. For further information, send a free SMS to YouReport on 8500 or call toll-free on 0800 100066. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF, WHO, USAID, OLAM.
Minute is a trusted Pan-African advisor that meets the uncertainties of tomorrow by delivering risk and human capital solutions today. Visit us for the best insurance solutions, risk management, human capital consulting, and reinsurance. Minute is the exclusive Aeon correspondent with access to over 120 countries. Minute. Secure tomorrow.
Minute Limited is regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda.
Is brought to you by
Experience. Performance that excites.
Welcome to NTV Weekend Sports. On an evening when the national football team Uganda Cranes has settled for a goalless draw with Tanzania's Taifa Stars at Mandela National Stadium, Nambole. Uganda had earlier beaten Cape Verde 1-0 to top Group L in the African Cup of Nations qualifiers with 3 points. Uganda currently leads Group L with 4 points, while Cape Verde is the last one on the log in with no point. Uganda, Tanzania, Cape Verde and Lesotho. The next fixtures will see Uganda face Lesotho on 10th October in Nambole. In the other fixtures, Group E today, Nigeria thumped Seychelles 3-0. They were scored by Ahmed Musa, Chidozie Awizem and Odion Igalo at Stadia Linete Victoria in the Seychelles. The 2018 National Rally Championship leader Yas Mangat will start day 2 of the Kabalega Rally with a 57-second lead after winning day 1 of the event held in Hoima. We have the highlights of the event.